All right, thanks, guys. The Ducks take on the Devils, 7 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Newark, New Jersey. The Devils are the $1.20 favorite, total at 5.5. We saw a nickel fade of New Jersey. No movement on the total as of yet. The Devils open a buck and a quarter, down the minus 120. Total open M remains at 5.5. 69% are leaning Anaheim, 64% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Ducks are plus $1.05 on the money line. New Jersey plus 220 on the puck line. We have Mackenzie Blackwood for the Devils. Ryan Miller for the Ducks. Miller comes into this game with a 4-2 record and a .908 save percentage. Meanwhile, Blackwood on the other side, 9-9-1 on the year. Now, the Devils are in last place in the Metropolitan Division. They're at just 25 points total for the year, and they are 28 points back of the division lead. They're just 4-7-5 at home, 1-7 straight up in their last 8. They rank in the bottom 3 in scoring, second to last in goals allowed. They're also really, really bad with regard to covering the puck line. They're just 11-21 against the spread overall, 5-11 ATS at home. They lost to Chicago, the Rangers, and Minnesota within the past couple of weeks. They rank in the bottom 10 in shots at home, bottom 3 in goals allowed at home. Now the Ducks on the other side, they're 13th in goals allowed, 10-6 against the spread on the road, so doing a pretty good job covering the puck line when traveling. Jake Silverberg, 12 goals on the year, 12 assists, 24 points. Getzlaff and Raquel, 10 goals, 15 assists, 25 points each. Their numbers are exactly the same. They mimic each other. Now, Anaheim's 8-2 straight up in their last 10 head-to-head matchups with the Devils. They also rank in the top 10 in shots allowed on the road. Total-wise, we're looking at an Anaheim squad who has just 2 overs in their last 10 games. Meanwhile, the Devils 4-1 to the under in their last 5. Looks like I'm going to have to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me Anaheim plus 105 and the under 5.5 in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Wednesday's NHL action. Happy Wednesday to you. The weekend is almost here. We're halfway there. So once again, happy hump day to you. Now, we are coming off a 5-1 day yesterday on our Patreon website. We had one hell of a day yesterday on Patreon. A lot of winners. Those who are subscribed to that site. We're at right about 500 patrons, 500 subscribers on that site. So if you subscribe to that site, you're not alone. There's a lot of great guys on there, a lot of great gals on there, and we pass around a lot of great ideas. It's a really welcoming, warming community over there at Patreon, and you'll make a lot of good friends over there. But anyway, once again, 5-1 straight up in our 6 picks on Patreon yesterday. That's good for 60% in our last 30 board member package plays on that site. We're also hitting at 62% our last 13 daily double picks on that site as well. We do daily premium picks on that site, separate from what we do here on YouTube. Sometimes they're different, sometimes they're the same, but we narrow it down and focus in on 3 to 4 premium selections per day. They are high percentage picks, games that I personally have action on. And, well, I'll tell you what, it's certainly a good website and a great community to be along with. I've made a lot of good friends through Patreon. So once again, if you want to check out my current record on that site, link for that site is in the description section below. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. Now, we got ourselves just a couple more games here, a very short, modified slate. So let's go ahead and get into them. Our next matchup is Colorado taking on the Blackhawks. 8 o'clock Eastern puck drop in Chicago. The Avalanche are the $1.50 favorite, total at 6.5. We saw a 10-cent move toward Colorado. No movement on the total as of yet. The Avalanche open $1.40 up to minus 150, total 6.5. 72% are leaning Colorado, 67% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Blackhawks are plus $1.30 on the money line. Colorado plus $1.60 on the puck line. We have Phil Grubauer for the Avalanche, Corey Crawford for the Blackhawks. Crawford's just 6-9-1 on the year, 308 goals against. Meanwhile, Grubauer 10-6 on the year, 283 goals against, and a 912 save percentage. Colorado having a Real nice year thus far. They're in second place in the Central Division, 3 points back of St. Louis for the top dog in the division. They're 21-9-3 on the year, 11-6-1 on the road. Nate McKinnon, 20 goals, 51 points for him. Jonas Donskoy, 13 goals, 27 points for him. And Andrei Burakovsky, 12 goals on the year, 11 assists, 23 points. Now this Colorado team, really, really solid as of late. Winners in 8 out of their last 10 games. They're also 12-6 against the spread on the road. Really good on the puck line when traveling. They're 9-4-2 when favored. A couple more things to add about Colorado, then I'll go ahead and move on. I just want to let you know they rank first in the NHL in scoring on average per game. They're also in the top 10 in goals allowed. Now the Blackhawks on the other side. Wish I could say the same thing, but I can't. They've dropped 7 out of their last 10. They're also just, they've got a terrible record as the underdog. I wrote it down wrong here because I don't even think they played 39 games yet. But they're terrible as the underdog. They're just 8-10 against the spread at home. They rank in the bottom 10 in scoring, bottom 10 in offensive shots. Now, they played Colorado twice already. They played them in a home-and-home not too long ago. They lost 7-3 and 5-2, respectively. So 7-3 and 5-2 were their losses in their previous 2 head-to-head matchups with Colorado. That was within their last 10 games, by the way. And they rank in the bottom 5 in goals allowed, bottom 3 in shots allowed. Now, total-wise, the Blackhawks are 11-7 to the under at home. 5 out of Colorado's last 7 stayed under the total as well. I'm going to lean Avalanche minus $1.50 and the under 6.5 in that game. And, of course, I'm going to slide to my next and final matchup for the show. It is going to be Edmonton taking on the Blues. This could be a potential playoff matchup here. And we're talking about an 8:30 Eastern puck drop in St. Louis. The Blues are the Blues are $1.70, totals 5.5. We saw a nickel move towards St. Louis. They open $1.65 up to minus 170, totals 5.5. 69% are leaning St. Louis, 74% shaded toward the under. Right now the Blues are plus $1.50 on the money line. St. Louis plus $1.45 on the puck line. Jordan Binnington for the Blues, Mike Smith for the Oilers. Edmonton, they've kind of struggled as of late, but they are very good on the puck line. And as a matter of fact, they are 13-6 against the spread away from home. They rank the top 5 in goals allowed on the road. Connor McDavid having a great year, 20 goals, 39 assists, 59 points. Leon Draisaitl, 21 goals, 36 assists, 57 points. And James Neal, 15 goals, 7 assists for him. This Edmonton squad ranks in the top 10 in shots allowed on the road. Meanwhile, St. Louis really struggling on the puck line at home. Just 7-11 ATS at home, bottom 10 in offensive shots. And when it comes to the total, we're looking at an Edmonton squad who's 12-7 to the under when traveling. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one as well. Give me the Oilers plus 1.5 and the under 5.5 goals in that game. And of course, I'm going to slide in my quick pick recap, once again brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage, where we went 5-1 yesterday in our 6 premium picks on that website. I like Edmonton plus 1.5, under 5.5. Colorado minus 150, under 6.5. And last but certainly not least, I like Anaheim plus 105 and the under 5.5 in that game. All right, let's go ahead and dive into some shout-outs. Once again, brought to you by patreon.com/BrockPage. Got to give a shout-out to these guys, loyal supporters. Most of them good. Sometimes the comments are bad, but it is what it is. That's the price you pay for having 18,000 subscribers, man. We hit the 18,000 mark yesterday, so congratulations to me. Shout out to GT, Thaddeus Pugh, Golden Rock 125, Billy Boogaloo, Donut _ Shout out to Jordan 15211, very good guy there, Jordan. You are awesome, man. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and supporting me all the way 100%. Jordan, you're a good dude. Shout out to David Isaacson, Bookman Dude 22. Shout out to Andrew Gonzalez, Manroop Alaka, LJ2K, Young Ho Kookie. Shout out to Vince Vaughn. Vince, I love your films. you were the man in the mid to late 2000s, man. You did a great job. So shout out to Vince Vaughn. Shout out to Malagos, Tremont, Pedro Maie, and last but certainly not least, got to give a shout out to my man, 88 Laron. All right, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on Patreon, where we went 5-1 yesterday. A huge day. A massive day yesterday. 5-1 in our 6 premium picks on that site yesterday. It's going to put us at 60% or last 30 board member package plays. Now, we do 3 board member plays per week. So it's not just 60% or last 30 days. It's 60% or last 30 board member picks. So that's going to span over the course of 2 months, guys. I mean, that's an incredible feat right there. We're also hitting at 62% or last 13 daily double package plays as well. We do daily premium picks on that site beginning at just $1.99 per month. We also have a bunch of different membership tiers and packages that you can subscribe to. Now, what we do on Patreon is instead of handicapping every single game on the board like we do here on YouTube, we here on YouTube we provide a pick for every single game side in total. We don't take free passes. We don't handicap an entire game, then him and haw and say this is a stay away game, or I'm going to take the underdog or pass, or we don't do that, man. We make an opinion on every single game side in total. But having said that, that's no way to make real money in real life. You can't bet every single game side in total and expect to win in the long run. And as a matter of fact, you're probably going to end up losing in the short run as well. The books are way too smart. They're way too sharp. The math is against you. So what we do on Patreon is we really kind of narrow it down and focus in on 3 to 4 premium high percentage selections per day. They're games that I personally have action on. Almost dropped my notes there. But anyway, if you're curious and you want to check out my current record, just click the link in the description section below. My current record is right on the homepage. That's patreon.com/BrockPage. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really do hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Wednesday to you. Happy hump day to you. And I look forward to seeing you again on patreon.com/BrockPage.